Welcome back to the Most Overlooked Records. Today we're going to talk about an album for me that I absolutely love. Some might say it's not overlooked, and maybe it isn't, but Escape is clearly a better album. And I think Frontiers would have been just as big or just as good as Escape had the record label not intervened and taken two of the songs off the album to be saved for soundtracks. I'm talking about Only the Young and Ask the Lonely, which should have been on this album but aren't. However, this is still a fantastic album, and this album also has my all-time favorite Journey song. Recently, the Professor of Rock did 5 Journey songs that he believes are hidden gems, and I was completely disappointed he missed my favorite, which is on this album, but we'll get to it. Let's take a look at the songs. Song 1 is Separate Ways, World Apart. And if you don't know this song, you live in a cave. This song was huge. Absolutely crushed it on MTV, but a great song and a great album opener. Song 2, and it's probably my favorite of the pop well-known songs on this album, and it's Sender My Love. The song, the melody, the music, the guitar solo, everything. This is a perfect song. It is fantastic. Song 3 is Chain Reaction. Chain Reaction's a heavier song. I think the verses in it stink. I think the choruses are good. The Professor of Rock seemed to think this was one of their best songs. I disagree. I just think the verses are corny and not my favorite. However, my brother right now is probably getting all mad going, like, he loved that song. I didn't care for it much, but either way, it's still a good song. There's no getting around that. Song 4, After the Fall, is absolutely a beautiful song. Kind of reminds me of stuff that will be on the album after it, The Girl Can't Help It and I'll Be Alright Without You. After the Fall kind of fits in with that mold. I absolutely love this song. I think it's better than the other two, and I also think it's just a great song that people forget about. Don't forget about it. Song 5 is a song called Faithfully. Now, for those of you who don't know Faithfully, you probably know it under a different name called Purple Rain. Yes, Prince completely stole it, and I never realized that until I got hired to play Purple Rain at a gig. And at the end of the song, I'm supposed to play the Prince solo, and I don't really know the song that well. I had listened to it twice on the car ride to the gig, and so I'm playing it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm nailing this thing. I mean, I got this thing nailed. And then I'm like, why isn't the singer going, oh, and I'm like, oh shit, I just played the solo to Faithfully. Anyways, people came up and was like, oh, you nailed it. I'm like, yeah. Apparently they're the same song. Then I read somewhere that Prince actually called Jonathan Cain and asked for permission because he was using the chords. However, Faithfully's a fantastic song. Purple Rain's a very good song. Both are nice. It's a better world to have both of them. Moving on. Song 6 is a song called Edge of the Blade. Now, listening to this album again before doing this, I realized Edge of the Blade's a really great song. I think it should have been on side 1 and take one of the huge hits like Sender My Love or After the Fall to side 2, and I think people would have been much more apt to listen to side 2, and they would have drawn another hit or two out of the album, because Edge of the Blade's great. Song 7. Troubled Child. Yes, folks. This is my favorite Journey song of all time. I absolutely love it. Everything about the song I love. The lead solo, the vocal, the band, the drumming. I absolutely love that 6/8. Everything about it I love. Just great. Check out Troubled Child. Easily my all-time favorite Journey song. Song 8 is a song called Back Talk. And it is no secret this is my least favorite song on the record. I don't like the talking, the swagger that Steve Perry tries to use in this song. I find the song boring, and I just think it's not good. Song 9 is Frontiers. Frontiers kind of reminds me of Journey trying to stretch a little bit, maybe doing a little bit of what Kansas was doing in the 70s. I just don't think it works here. The keyboard sound is really 80s and dated, and I'm just not a big fan of Frontiers. It's a decent song. It's not a bad song. Back Talk, bad song. Frontiers, decent song. Song 10, Rubicon. Again, this song I think would have been somewhat of a minor hit had there been a hit song on side 2 to get people to want to listen to it. If there was something to draw them, something like Ask the Lonely, Only the Young, something to keep people listening, this album would have been bigger. In fact, they should have taken off Back Talk and maybe Frontiers and put on Ask the Lonely and Only the Young, and then this album would have rivaled Escape. It would have been a battle royale. However, that's not what happened. Now, that was the full album. In Spotify, there's going to be extra songs, so you can hear Ask the Lonely and Only the Young. They're going to follow right after, and then there's a couple of other outtakes. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Give this album a listen. The link is in the description. Very good.